My name is Rawlinson Isaac, a Keyon man. For information's sake, for those of you who may not have seen me for a long time or may not know me, it's really a pleasure for me to be here, being asked by Dian to say a few words on behalf of Dian and Associates. But before I do that, I made a point that I have to say something about Keyon. It was about the 17th of September 2018 when we launched the Green Valley Super Gas Station. It was around the same time that we also launched the Green Station with a specific mission to change the lives, social and economic lives of the people of Keyon. At that time, we made it clear that we wanted to create a city, not a city, really a town, Keyon becoming a town. We wanted to rename schools. We wanted to rename streets. And we wanted to do some other things. But because of COVID-19, I could say that things have not yet materialized. So those of you who may think that they came with a lot of puffer wind and haven't heard from them for 3 years, that is the excuse we have. What we have done, nonetheless, is that we have also created a new arm, an action arm of the community development known as the Green Valley Progressive Movement. And what that is going to do specifically is to make sure that we get all these events that we have spoken about to become a reality. So next year, you can look for us. It was Winston Churchill who said a good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. Not me, Winston Churchill. Dian I met in 1990 when I joined the Bank of Nevis. At that time, he was a young man. I still believe he is nearly a young man still. But he used to work with TDC. And he was at the car department, actually. And I said to him, you know, who are you? And he mentioned to me, he is the son of Sim Daniel. So quite naturally, I said, so what are you doing? What's your plans? And so on. And shortly thereafter, he came to me, he said, well, I'm tired of working for people. He must have been probably about 24. It is my time now to start to do something for myself. So I said, what do you want to do? He said he was in the car business and he would want to continue doing, you know, doing some cars, importing cars. He probably was the first person to start to import cars, I believe, on Nevis. So I said to him, okay, go right ahead. I was in the bank. I said, what can I do for you? He said he wants to buy about 6 cars. So I said, okay, go ahead. Pull out the checkbook, you know, give him his check for his cars. We had no choice because Sim Daniel, as I say, was his father. And so how do I tell him no? So he bought these 6 cars. Shortly thereafter, he came and he looking for another 10. So I said, look, that's not how it works here, you know. Take your time, do some work, sell some, and then come again. And so, you know, we had a little falling out in between there. But you know me well, I don't really worry about people who works with me or fall out with me, because I don't fall out with people. In 1995, Dian then abandoned the car business and decided to go and get involved in the home building. There was a gentleman who also was a good, close friend of his father, which was Reginald Kawaja, who had something like 300 acres of land in Nevis. And Kawaja decided that, look, we can start something together. I have the land, you do the development, you do the buildings, and I will provide the land. When the buildings are sold or the property, you pay me for my land. So that was a great arrangement, and that continued for some while. That project, when I had a discussion with Dion, he said it cost about $20 million. Then he moved to his project 2. There is a project at Fernhill Estate Villa Development. And that was about 74 homes. Dion had acquired, I don't know whether bought a range or what, but some 100 acres of land. And he put on those about 74 homes. And he said that was on about 48 acres. So apparently there's still about 52 acres left. So those of you who are still looking for property in the Fernhill Estate, you're free to contact Dion. Around 2002 to 2005, Dion moved to Nelson Spring Beach Resort. And there, Dion put down again, that was on about 5 acres of land he acquired. 3 acres, he placed 24 condos, and 7 acres he used for his buildings, what he called his office development. And in those offices, that's where he has his luxurious office. He said that he spent by then between Spring Hill, that is Nelson Spring, and the complex, about $47 million. Then, quite ambitious as he is, he moved to Shaw's Road Villas, and again he had something like 5 acres of land up there, and again he put down something like 6 villas, obviously, which he sold. Keep moving on, young, dynamic. He moved on to Hamilton Villas and Spa in around 2010, but it took him until about 2019 to develop and build and sold about 80 condos. I think that was about the time when he began and got involved in the CBI program. Later he moved on to Belmont Gardens residential and commercial development. Again, at around 2018 and to present, where he's currently working on about 42 condos, and he has already done about 10 units of commercial space. For those of you who keep in touch with what's happening in Nevis would know that on the 29th of October, there was an official opening. I must tell you that in that same complex is where we are soon to open and have established and launch the Right Honorable Simeon Daniel Museum. It's going to be spectacular. It's going to be something you have never seen easily around the Caribbean. What I want to say to you is that Dion is just around 50-ish. He has spent the last 25 years in this development business. And when I did the calculation from our exchange and engagement, we realized that Dion would have spent something like almost $500 million in project development. I don't want you to remain quiet. That is significant. So please give the young man a big hand. When I look at $500 million injected in any economy, and I look at studying economics and economic analysis, and recognizing the multiplier effect for such a consequential generation of spending power within a small island of Nevis, then it tells you something about the young man. While I was writing this note, it dawned on me that at 50, he ought to be placed almost as a national hero like his father. make the point that no other young man in Nevis, and I will take the bold step and privilege to include St. Kitts, would have done today, not individual, and if it is so, challenge me with your fact-finding when the time comes, and we can debate it, would have done as much as Dee and Daniel as a single individual. I want you to know that. I mentioned he should be a national hero, but I believe since that may, to date, until we have a change, the preserve of the politicians, I'm asking the Prime Minister, please, to give serious consideration to a Hall of Fame for significant contribution of young men like Dee and Daniel. In addition to that, Dion acquired some 10 acres of land to do marina development known as Port Daniel. And then this afternoon, we're here to witness the unveiling of the sign for the Liamuiga housing development. I am not at liberty to speak to that because Dion has advised me that the chairman, Shannon Hanley, will take care of that. Except to say that when Dion held discussion, because we talk from time to time, about moving into St. Kitts and what he intended to do with the CBI program, I said to him, regardless of what arrangement you have down there, make sure that Keyon is the first one. And it's the first time for a long time, I believe he listened. So what we are seeing here today is such a reality. For those of you who might wonder what Dion means, is I sat down this morning and I tried to find some words. Like I said, his father gave me a responsibility. He said, you know, Dion likes to have his own way. And I am asking you as my good friend and colleague to keep an eye on him whether I am there or not. So I was looking for some words for Dion, D-E-O-N. And certainly I come across a bunch of words, but these are not words that describe Dion, but they came to they was on my list. Doubt and doubtful don't exist. Deception, delusion, delay, despair, difficult, disloyal. Not one of those you could ever find attributable. So when I look for some words that really can help me to determine Dion, I find words like decisive, detailed, I must tell you he's very detail-oriented, determined, dedicated, diplomatic, and dignity. I went on the E. I didn't find anything. I saw some words. Envy wasn't one of them. Eloquence wasn't one of them. Egotism wasn't one of them. Neither is evil. But I find some other words on the other side that I believe represented Dion. And one was example. He is indeed an example. Energetic, enlightened, enthusiasm, serious ethics, believe in equality. Sometimes I call him the evangelist. Equanimity is one of the words that came to my mind. Excellence, and of course, entrepreneurial. On the O, I found some there, but one was certainly not opposition, oppression, or obfuscation. I found words like opportunity. And I remember this saying that as the wind blows, you must set your sail. And opportunity to me was fitting. I also found optimism. I found organization, because he's organized, and of course, originality. I went on the end. I certainly did not find nervous. I found him to be nervous. I saw another was nonsense, but it certainly was not referring to him. I found another one that was normal, and I said, no, this guy is abnormal, so normal did not work. So I said, maybe nationalism is a word. Necessity, because of what I have looked at, he has always been on top of things. Negotiating skills, and of course, in that N under Dion, I also found nobility. Dion is a champion. A new idea either finds a champion or they die. No ordinary involvement with a new idea provides the energy required to cope with the indifference or resistance that may be associated with that same new idea. Champions of new inventions display persistence, display courage of historic quality. I am here to make a broad declaration this afternoon that Dion Daniel is in fact a champion. It is therefore my pleasure, Dion, to welcome you and your project to Keyon. I can assure you that what I've seen done in Nevis, we will be proud in Keyon of your investment. We look forward to serious employment of our people, and we look seriously forward to the development of your project. It is my greatest pleasure to welcome you and to wish you every success. Madam, may it please you.
Thank you, Mr. Isaac, for providing such candid but useful remarks to this evening's presentations. I would like to invite Ms. Shannon Hawley, who will provide an overview of the Liamuiga housing development. Please welcome Ms. Hawley.
Good evening, all. Allow me to adopt the protocol that has been previously established. Today, I have the most exciting task of providing a short overview of the Liamuiga housing development. And before I start, I'd like to say that I've known Dion for many, many years, and there's not a month that goes by without me asking him, when are you coming to St. Kitts? And Dion, I thought I would be the first, but welcome to St. Kitts, and hopefully we will allow you to go back over the Narrows, but you're here, you will be here for quite some time. I am happy today to announce that the government has approved the Liamuiga housing development, and it will help the nation address a very urgent housing need, while at the same time providing an opportunity to a local developer like Dion, triggering much needed employment in the construction sector. The Liamuiga housing development will cater to middle-income families, and the developer is resolute in getting the first phase of this project off the ground in the first quarter of 2022. The development will be developed in 4 phases, and each phase will consist of approximately 45 beautifully appointed, furnished modern homes constructed on prime land in various rural communities in St. Kitts. This evening, we are seated on phase 1 of the Liamuiga housing development here in Keyon. Phase 2 of the development will be constructed in Sandy Point, phase 3 in Challengers, and phase 4 in Tabernacle. The 4 phases will consist of about 185 homes and will be constructed over a 7-year period. This development pivots and takes pride in offering local homeowners an affordable, luxurious home, a priceless, safe space, and 3, a strong sense of community. Liamuiga housing development will also consist of communal spaces to be used by owners, such as restroom facilities, a kitchen, a gazebo, as well as kids' playground and a commercial space to be used for a small mini-mart for convenient shopping. Dion and Associates has left no stone unturned in the planning of Liamuiga housing. Available homes range from 1 to 3 bedrooms. The one-bedroom property is 1,300 square feet on 5,000 square feet of land for EC 475,000, and this is all inclusive. Two-bedroom homes are 1,700 square feet on a 5,000 or 8,000 square foot lot for EC 575,000, and three-bedroom homes are 2,500 square feet on an 8,000 square foot lot for 675,000. Capital for this housing development will be raised from an alternative citizenship by investment platform. Dion and Associates strongly believes and advocates for giving back to the people of the Federation, and therefore, upon completion of each phase of Liamuiga, the NHC will be paid $6 million, which according to NHC will be used towards the construction of 34 low-income homes in St. Kitts. At the end of the 4 phases, Dion and Associates will pay NHC $24 million to be used to construct 136 low-income homes. These 136 low-income homes are separate and apart from the developer and will be sold and distributed solely by the NHC. Dion and Associates, as Mr. Isaac has stated previously, has a reputable track record for over 25 years. And we can trust that this local company is adequately capable and experienced to get this job done and turn the hopes and dreams of middle-income teachers, nurses, policemen, civil servants, and other hard-working family caretakers into a reality. To ensure that families' dreams come true, Dion and Associates requires no deposit for these properties. Homeowners will make monthly installments to the developer by way of salary assignments and a low interest rate of 2.5%. This is a win-win situation for middle-income families in St. Kitts. Protecting them while ensuring that their properties are constructed quickly. Homeowners, therefore, do not need to go through the conventional channels of obtaining a bank loan to purchase these properties and will have a 25-year payoff period for the property. Starting this Monday, the 13th of December, Liamuiga Housing Development's Keon office, which is situated on this side of the development, will be open for business Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. Anyone interested can stop by, collect an application form, and find out more about the development from the office manager. Before I end, I'd like to congratulate Dion and his team for their vision, commitment to excellence, and for coming up with this creative alternative way to add to the housing market in St. Kitts while contributing significantly to the economy. We look forward to coming back here in the next few months once the first phase or the first home is completed and raising our glasses to its success. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hawley, for providing an overview of the Liamuiga housing development. I will now invite Honorable Eugene Hamilton, Minister of Human Settlement et al. And representative for constituency number 8. Kindly welcome, Honorable Hamilton.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Let me say good afternoon to everyone. And I will, Madam Chairperson, invite you to allow me to adopt the protocol. Of course, save and accept to recognize in our midst our Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Sylvester Harris, and I have also seen my colleague Minister, the Attorney General, the Honorable Vincent Byron. Indeed, let me acknowledge the presence of the developer, Mr. Dion Daniel, and with your permission, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Did I not say good afternoon? Okay, good evening then. All right. I heard Mr. Isaac say what Shakespeare said, but he didn't do what Shakespeare said. But that's all right. I forgive him. He's a chaos man. September 8th, 2020. It was a Tuesday. I joined Prime Minister Harris on his popular television program, Leadership Matters. On that occasion, I announced government's commitment to partner with or encourage local entrepreneurs to engage in housing construction for the benefit of an ever-growing expectant people seeking to own their own home. It is one of the reasons why I invited Chairman Malvi James to this event this afternoon, because through the National Housing Corporation, we have been working hard to ensure especially low-income earners own a home. Thank you for coming, Malvi. Among the things that I said then on that program was a statement which I will quote. I said, recently we have engaged with private developers. We are having these discussions so that we can provide housing for the middle income to upper income persons. So while NHC has a focus on the poor, indigent, and persons in the low income bracket, we are also engaging stakeholders in building for the young professionals, those who should not qualify for the income housing, close quote. During that Leadership Matters program, ZIZ showed two spectacular renderings, one representing a two-bedroom home and the other representing a three-bedroom home. And I think you've seen them from time to time being shown on the screen. Spectacular, I do repeat. And now that we are breaking ground, I am bold enough to say that those who become beneficiaries of these homes will not only be ecstatic about their own home, but also about the community which is being built by this developer. I envision a community that is safe, that is clean, one of which I, as Minister of Housing, and having cut stock, meat and sugarcane and grass from my book for cattle and for my own cattle, in this same field, I will be proud of to see back in the hands of ordinary local people. Yes, either Low Manowar or Miss Harrigan, some of those Canefield had some real interesting names. But this is where we are today, on one of those estate fields. My government, in pursuit of this middle income agenda, has been engaging quite a few developers. We have engaged with TDC in developing homes in the Duas area. We have engaged in discussions with other developers consider Gun Hill, near Keon. We can expect to get another development on Keon Street done by local developers. That's in Bastille. Today, we as a government, we are proud to be associated. Proud to be associated with this development under the tried and tested and proven developer, Leon Daniel, from our sister island in Nevis. You can't drive or walk in Nevis without recognizing the success story of Leon Daniel. There is Paradise Estate Development. There's Fernhill Estate Development. There's Nelson Springs Beach Resort. And of course, Nelson Springs Office Complex. Among the list, and I may miss one or two, is the Hamilton Beach Resort. His latest work, which has the quality of construction comparable to any first world country, is a masterpiece. And that was opened on the 29th day of October. Belmont Resorts. Those of you who have not yet gone to visit that place, you are missing something. So I encourage you, if you have not been there, to make the journey, whether by way of boat or bridge, to Nevis, to the Belmont Estate Development. For those who sit around and lime and do nothing but allow their tongue to outthink their brain, tell them I say keep on talking while this government is working and well-meaning citizens rise to the challenge. One of the objectives of this development is to provide an opportunity to the young graduate, to the married couple embarking or continuing on their journey together, to the entrepreneur working hard to build his business, and an opportunity for them to own a piece of their own rock is in a comfortable, safe, and secure environment. And even to the individual who is a single man and beginning to build his estate. An environment I expect it to be with construction works of the highest quality that would add value to homeowners and their financial well-being. If you are a young graduate, back from university, and committed to the bank for your university education, here is an opportunity for you to begin without having to appeal to somewhere like NHC for low-income house, without having to be shut out by the financial institution that will say you do not qualify. Because this project, I heard it from Mr. from Shannon, no money down. And you can walk straight into your home and begin your journey as a home owner. If you're a married couple, this is a place for you to make that important, perhaps the largest investment in your life. Investment at that. This is an opportunity for you. If you're a businessman in the middle of developing your business, no need to be hurting your head with all the difficulties of building and people doing you all kind of things. Just turn to Dion and Associate Liamuiga Housing Project and own your own home. Yes, if you're still single, this is a good way to start investing in perhaps the single most important investment in your lifetime. I am pleased to be associated with this project, and so too is the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And whoever might be listening to this program must be comforted that this project has the full support of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. I should point out that the previous administration swapped these very lands for debt. This land was therefore beyond the reach of ordinary citizens. This land is no gift to the developer. This land was not sold to the developer for any price that any ordinary joblo would pay government to own land. It was bought by the developer for a premium price caused by the land for debt swap. Not 1 cent less than what its original cost. is. This is one way that the government is ensuring that the patrimony of this country is accessible to ordinary people and is returned to you. So whether you're here this afternoon or you may become aware of this development by some other means, I implore you to take the opportunity and add quality to your journey through life. Congratulations to you, Dion. I wish this project and all future projects every success. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Hamilton, for such kind remarks. I will now invite Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris to the podium, Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Harris.
Madam Chair Lady, I crave your leave to adopt the protocol which has been ably led before me. Save and accept. I must recognize my cabinet colleagues, and in particular to recognize the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, Christopher Eight, and Minister of Housing, the Honorable Attorney General, Mr. Vincent Byron, senior officials of the government who are here, in particular Permanent Secretary Osbert D'Souza, who is also chairman of the Land Sales, Special Land Sales Company, Mr. Lescan from our Citizenship by Investment Unit. And I take great pleasure in recognizing too Mr. Dian Daniel. Could we give him a special hand? A renowned developer in St. Kitts and Nevis. It is indeed a pleasure to be part of this unveiling of the sign on this new residential development that is to take place here. Certainly, having listened to the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, it is clear that this is more than a new development. This is yet another symbol that business and indeed investors believe in the direction in which St. Kitts and Nevis is heading. Today shows that there are real opportunities in our twin island paradise, and that investors want to play a role in help us build the promised stronger and safer future. We are happy that leading the investment pool or the investor pool are our own local people, such as Dian Daniel. Yes, he deserves again another round of applause. But Dian is just one example of local people who have decided that the time is right to invest again in their country. He joins TDC, and we heard Ms. Hawley spoke to their own residential development taking place at Joas. This morning, I spoke with Nick Menon at a function recognizing the inaugural visit of one of our cruise ships. And I asked how that project was going. He said, very well. In the last couple of days, they have signed up on 2 more persons who have now all the financing for that particular project taking place there. And they are very optimistic. Last week, I spoke with Earl Kelly, and he told me that the construction sector is one of the best performing sector that they are having since we have gone back into the recovery mode of the country. I think it is critically important that we understand and appreciate that the examples of Dian and the examples of others before him and coming after him will certainly inspire the young people of St. Kitts and Nevis to higher standards of industry, creativity, entrepreneurship, and achievement. St. Kitts and Nevis, like most Caribbean islands, coming out of that difficult past of colonialism, has always had to look outside and yonder to find resources for national development. To me, today is significant because it reflects, in the very least, that here we are finding our own local patriots. Some, if we believe Mr. Isaac, have become billionaires, or at least half a billionaire. And they are willing and ready to invest in this, the land of their birth. So to add to the prosperity, this then is an important moment in our trajectory for development. Always we had to look out and yonder. Now we are able, while still looking out for investment and resources to finance our development, to look home at last to our sons and daughters who are creative, who are entrepreneurial, who have resources to take the country forward. This is a positive sign as we journey to the 40th anniversary as an independent nation. We are a young country and we are able to do such significant things. Truth be told, there is no doubt that the shadow of COVID-19 still hangs over the global economy. And daily we hear stories about the new variants, whether they be Delta or Omicron, and the impact that they can have. Our priority in St. Kitts and Nevis has been and will continue to be to protect the health and welfare of our people. The Life First strategy has worked for us from 2020 to now. Important as it is to protect our people from the pandemic, it is equally important to protect their jobs and to protect their livelihoods. That is why days like today or this evening's developments like this one are so important for our federation and for our future. They are a symbol that more jobs can and will be created. St. Kitts and Nevis is very much open for business and the jobs that will create. In the upcoming budget, you will hear more about our commitment to create more jobs and continue to provide an economic environment where businesses are confident in investing in us. And this is what Dian certainly is displaying. Confidence, both in his abilities, his entrepreneurial skills, but confidence that right here in the land of his birth, he can succeed and do well. When the people of the Federation elected Team Unity, there were three important things which we committed to, among others. One, we will build more homes, make them bigger and better than what was built before. Make them real homes where real people can live. From the description we have had from Ms. Hawley, we can safely say that these homes are going to be big, real big. They will come furnished, and they will be real homes where our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters can live. we pledge that we will create more jobs, make them meaningful jobs that deliver dignity and self-respect to the people here. And the third commitment I want to highlight is that we will create more opportunities for our young people and give them a real fighting chance to reach their full potential. As Prime Minister, I am determined to continue creating the climate for businesses to succeed so that these promises can continue to be delivered. Yes, we promise to build bigger and better homes for families, and this development will certainly deliver on that promise. We promise more jobs, and this development those jobs. We will not only will this development deliver for our federation, it will add another unique community to our Twin Island paradise. And we get the description again that was presented before me. How wonderful it is to see a true community development delivering a true community feel. And as you look at the photos and the imagery of what will be created here, we can be almost assured that this new development will deliver that special community feel. There is also an important point which Minister Hamilton made, and I want to add just a word on it. For there is a real difference between the way Team Unity is handling our land resources, our patrimony, than what was the situation before our time. It is interesting that he said that this very land before Team Unity was forfeited to pay for the debt. Indeed, when we came to office, the debt that should have been put away lay at $707 million. $767 million of indebtedness for land. And it is still there, but we were told that it was puffed away. It is still there. And to date, my government has paid $202 million. $202 million to redeem this land, to redeem the land in Lodge Project over there, to redeem land in Sandy Point, to redeem land in number 4. It was puffed away out of reach of the ordinary people of St. Kitts and Nevis, puffed away from the small farmer, puffed away from the young man just leaving school, wanted a piece of it. Team Unity now is redeeming the land so that our people can now have lands to build their homes and to have a plot of land on which their families can grow. Had we not redeemed this land as part of the buyback through the fiscal management of our country, this project in which Dian is making a start, his footprint in St. Kitts and Nevis, would not have been possible. Yes, we have come a long way. And some would want to criticize this project, and maybe criticize Dian, and maybe criticize Hamilton, and maybe even criticize Timothy. But the government is doing the right thing. The government is assisting our sons and daughters to create a more prosperous St. Kitts and Nevis. There was a time not too long ago when lands at the airport were going to overseas, foreigners, at what, 25 cents per square foot. Not this time, not any time, under the theme Unity Administration. Because we have learned, we have an enduring sense of history and a sense of place and positioning of our people, and our sons and daughters must be equipped and must equip themselves to take the St. Kitts and Nevis forward to the stronger and safer future. On that note, I want to thank Dian and Associates Vision and for his commitment to excellence and his commitment to his country. Royal Isaac before me gave an extensive repertoire of success stories for Dian. Quiet as he is, he understands business. And I'm hoping that that excellence that have defined each of his products will certainly and most certainly define this one, for we will not accept anything less. So I welcome you, Dian, as an astute businessman, someone whom I've come to admire for your entrepreneurial spirit and for the sense of direction and commitment you have to your country. And I admire the fact that in my own view, the politics have never defined your investment choices and decisions, because you're a businessman at heart. And of course, all administration, you have done what you wanted to do to advance yourself and to advance your country. So thank you again for coming over to my mother's land, having done so much in my father's land of Nevis. Yes, give him another round of applause, please. Today is really a good news story. Good news for jobs, and good news for people wanting a home. Good news for people looking for an opportunity to build a better life. Good news for the contractors in Atlas and Lodge and Molyneux and Keyon and Keys who are looking for work. To choose all of them and give every one of them an opportunity to excel. Today is really about delivering real opportunities. Opportunities to build a better life. Opportunities to start a family. Today shows what good economic management can achieve and what cooperation between government agencies such as the CIU and the commercial sector of which they are a part, can achieve in delivering a better future. Many more of such developments must come and certainly can flourish in our federation. And I want to say, whatever support we give to TDC in its project, whatever support we give to Dian in this project, we are prepared to give to each and every one of our citizens, because St. Kitts again is our born-in land. St. Kitts and Nevis must be all that we have, all that we want, and worthy we can have it here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And my government understands and appreciates that the private sector must have a role, must take the lead. Indeed, in small island states, it is part of a difference that it has largely always been government taking the lead and then the private sector coming after. We're hoping to see things strange. Today we witness one young man, 50-ish, coming forward to take a chance, to take a risk on the island of St. Kitts, to take a risk that he can build superb quality residences that would make anyone wanting to have a decent house a decent home in which their family can thrive, that he could interest them to come at a very low interest rate and a superb quality dwelling. Again, congratulations, Mr. Daniel. Congratulations to all your advisors, and congratulations to those who will be fortunate enough to have a beautiful home in a beautiful location, replete with history and representing in the end the transformation of Liamuiga, St. Kitts and Nevis. May God bless you, and may God bless all of us in St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to recognize my friend Jeffrey Hanley. I did not see him until I saw red on his jacket. So again, Jeffrey, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Let's give him another round of applause. We're at the point in the program where we will have the unveiling of the sign, but I do recognize that it is raining, and so the musicians will do a small interlude. Sorry? Okay, in the rain? Okay, once you agree to the rain, no problem. Well, we'll have the unveiling of the sign by Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris and Mr. Dion Daniel, project developer. Thank you, Dr. Harris, and thank you, Mr. Daniel. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We've had the official sign unveiling for the Liamuiga Housing Development Project. As we conclude this evening's ceremony, I will invite Ms. Latoya Caesar, Office Manager of Dion & Associates, to provide a vote of thanks. Ms. Caesar?
Allow me to adopt the protocol that has already been established. In everything that we do, we must always give thanks. In the words of famous Jamaican artist Coffee, gratitude is a must. To one and all. Today, I stand here humbly to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who contributed to this evening's proceedings. Thanks must be expressed to Reverend Dr. Benjamin Brown for invoking God's presence this evening. Though he could not have been with us physically, he made it his mandate to invite God in our midst, because without God, we will not be where we are today. Mr. Isaac, thank you for your commitment to this development. Your knowledge and invaluable expertise is definitely needed as we work towards improved and sustainable quality of life for citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. To Ms. Shannon, in words, your commitment to the development of our country is very admirable. To Honorable Eugene Hamilton, Minister of Human Settlement, parliamentary representative for constituency number 8, thank you for gracing us with your presence this evening. Your continued advocacy for affordable housing has been a driving force as we launched this project. To the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, we say thank you for your time. Your presence here this evening indicates to this development. As we venture into different directions this evening, I implore everyone to continue the quest of nation building. We are all in this together, and together we can all achieve much. Remember, trust in God, and He will direct our paths. Thank you, and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now at the end of the official sign unveiling for the Liamuiga Housing Development Project. I want to thank you for attending, and please get home safely. At the back, so kindly indulge as you depart.